Hi everyone, this is my individual presentation for HTOR 380. Here's a little bit about what we're going to talk about, but to make sure I can get through everything, I'm going to jump right into section 1, which will look at industry focus, future job, and Clifton strengths. So my industry focus is event planning. There's two sides to events. It's the planning and coordinating, but a lot of people don't really understand the role or job description of an event coordinator, and that's going to be one of my top defining problems that I'm going to discuss a lot later on. As far as my future job and my end goal, hopefully one day my goal is to have my own wedding planning and photography business. And then I want to also utilize all of my expertise and experience to one day open and run my own venue. My top 5 Clifton strengths are developer, futuristic, belief, restorative, and achiever. I love just helping people improve and encouraging them along the way, as well as pointing them to the future. I have visions of what could be, and I love bringing others into that. Belief, I have core values that are unwavering, that really give purpose to my life, that keep me moving forward. And that could be whether it's in career or personal life. Those are really what spur me on. As far as restoring, I love to solve problems, help rebuild broken things, and then I also like to achieve and feel like I'm accomplishing stuff. Moving into section 2, I'm going to look at my top 3 micro problems and then some cause and effects. So, communication, venue accommodation, and vendor reliability were my top 3 problems I identified for event planning. Some causes for these are lack of knowledge and the understanding of the role of the job, not understanding what the venue offers and or provides, um, vendors not showing up on time or not being where they need to be, um, or sticking to contracts that they signed previously. And then some effects: clients think they should be getting service that they aren't paying for. Clients expect you to have things that you don't provide. And then when they don't bring something, it looks bad on the venue. Unreliable vendors cause more work for everyone else who actually cares about the client experience, which I've learned from personal hands-on experience. If a vendor doesn't show up when they're supposed to be there, it falls on the event coordinator to have to solve the problem really quick to make sure that the client is still happy and having a good experience. Moving into section 3, we're going to look at the interview, which I did with Brittany Fink. She is an event coordinator for Brittany Ann's Events, which she owns and started about 6 years ago now, I think. She's also a venue manager at Tuscan Ridge, which is the newest wedding venue in Morgantown. So here's some of the questions I asked her. I wanted to know if she agreed with these problems and some of the challenges that she faces. A lot of this is based on my own personal experience with her. I work both with Brittany Ann's Events and at Tuscan Ridge, and so a lot of the things she talked about, we experience every single weekend. So it was interesting to kind of talk with her outside of the wedding scene and see what she had to say. So some of her insights, she first of all agreed on my top problems. She said, as far as communications, clients don't always loop in vendors and planners when making changes, and then they get all frustrated. Um, for accommodation, like there just needs to be more set, clear expectations, and then really making sure everything's included in that contract. That way, you can go back to the contract and say, "Look, you signed this, and so it's on you. You put your signature on that." Vendors, sometimes clients will go rogue, and if they do, they need to do their own research because a planner is going to try to recommend reliable clients. But if the client was like, "No, I want to go cheaper," or I don't want to pay that much," and they go out to find somebody cheaper on their own, they really need to do their own research to make sure that that vendor is going to come through. And then I asked her a little bit about technology too, and she said that it has helped tremendously with organization and then just allowing everyone to have access to see timeline, layout, all that stuff. She uses IO Planner for coordination, and then she uses Honeybooks for booking the venue and contracts and all of that stuff. Looking at section 4, my top micro problem identified was communication. And again, just reiterating that clients do not understand the difference between the different job descriptions, especially in this industry. They expect you to do things that they aren't paying you to do. Brittany even said, like, people are so entitled. They hire you to do one thing and expect you to do it all, which I've seen firsthand. And this becomes a major problem. So looking at some potential solutions that could be creating a checklist that lays out like my role as the event coordinator, your role as the client, etc., for all the different roles, and then reminding them as often as you can what their role is and what they hired you to do. So the things that you will do on the day of the event and the things that you're not going to do. And if they want that done, they need to find another avenue. Some final insights before wrapping up. My biggest takeaways were that clients don't listen and then they point the blame immediately. Venues need to set clear expectations and accountability for clients, and clients need to do research if they veer away from the coordinator. And then technology has already improved much of the planning process. So that is all I have at this point in our research, but thank you all for listening and let me know if you have any questions. Here are my sources. Thank you so much and can't wait to hear what you think.